Ladies and gentlemen, action is beginning here at the Red Bluff Outlaws. We have 2 nights on tap this weekend and 1 more race next weekend to finish off our winter point season. You can see the red Factory QRC number 18T behind me. We have taken that car to victory lane 4 times at this racetrack between the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And our goal is just to have another consistent run in it tonight. We are dealing with weather. It has been really hectic the last couple of weeks between snow, rain, wind, all here, and as I always say, that plays a huge factor in what the racetrack's going to do. So we're getting ready to roll out for qualifying in our red car. We are in the 4th group. I believe we have almost 40 opens tonight, so a super large car count, but it is just it's business as usual. That's what I've been saying. We're going to start with qualifying, and then that will set us up literally for the rest of the show. Our goal though is to qualify as close to quick time, if not, try to set on the fastest lap of tonight that we can. So check off our first box of the night. I think we have close to 40 opens in the pit area, and the 18T timed 2nd quick. For all the racers that watch the channel, like, you know when you're out there and you're running laps and you just know, like, all right, that's a heater, that's a heater, that's a heater. So that gives you confidence throughout your qualifying run, and that's exactly how I felt. Like, my first lap felt good enough that I could just keep going a little bit harder each time just to try to get more time. And I was at the top of the charts after I went, and then 1 group later, another car bumped me to 2nd, and that's where I stayed. So we're in a great position. That's what we needed to do. Now we're going to be going out for a heat race, and we're going to be starting 4th. They do a 4-car invert, and they're going to be transferring the top 2 to tonight's main event. So business as usual. We got to get through this next 8 laps, and it's going to be dicey. I mean, a lot's going to happen on the start, and we're just going to have to try to pick the right lane choice and make moves at the right times to get into the lead, or get into 2nd and try to go directly into tonight's big show.
Be smart. Be smart. You got this. Get yourself in.
much worst case scenario in the heat race. So was fighting for second on the last lap and got too high and tried to keep my foot in it and get the car to dig, and basically started fourth, was running fourth, just didn't get going great at the beginning, and then finally got in a position with a yellow flag in third to maybe get the last transfer spot. And I mean, that was important. Like, that's very important to start up front in the A main event, especially as crucial as this all is. And I saw an opportunity on the last lap, white flag came out, I went to block second because I kind of got around the outside of him. He made a mistake, and I don't know if that was the wrong call or whatnot, but basically I blocked, I slid across the track, and I tried to keep my foot in the gas way too long. I just simply, totally my fault, you know. I stayed in the gas too long, and I tried to get my car to dig out of I got too high in the fluff, and I got in the crap, and I tried to dig out of it, and I hit the fence in a really bad spot, and it knocked my chain off and actually did, I think, more damage than that. So just really disappointed. That was unnecessary, I guess, or I don't know. Just things go wrong when you're racing as hard as we are to try to get every single spot here at the end of this season. Alphabet soup tonight after that heat race. They had enough cars for a D main, so we just went out there and did that and won. Started on the pole, and that is now going to put us starting 11th in the C main with 6 transferring. So we got to pass 5 cars in, I believe, 12 laps. They've kind of been farming the track tonight with two nights of racing, trying to make sure that today stays more hooked up so we still have something decent tomorrow. So a lot of mud on the car. But yeah, it's pretty wet, but I think that we're gonna be able to pass, and we're gonna be able to do our job. So I got to get back in here in a second, but this is definitely going to be a game of survival, racing around a lot of other cars in a very tight area, mid, back of the pack type deal, and just trying to pick the right lane and be aggressive at times to really make progress, because obviously you want to run in the top 6, and if you just get to 6th and make it, that's the goal. But if you can work your way farther up, towards 1st or 2nd, that's less cars you have to pass in the next main event. So we got work to do, and we're gonna give it all we got. Got through another one there, 11th to 2nd in the C main. Absolutely did our job. that was a little bit scary. You know, we didn't get any laps in early, kept having single file restarts, and I wasn't really going anywhere. And then finally, like, one crash happened. I also made some good choices with where I put my car, and finally got into fourth, then got into second, and probably could have won it if I wanted to like push the envelope, or we're racing for an A main or something. But I really wanted to start on the outside, so just kind of cruised in second and tried to make last couple of laps. We're now going to be rolling off from 12th in the B, and they're taking 6, so that means we have to gain 6 positions coming up, and this will be the toughest lower main yet, but if we can get through it, we'll make the show. So confident, race car's good. Just as we run more laps, I'm getting more and more opportunity to show how quick we are.
Well, just getting word from race officials, a 2-spot dock on the 18T for questionable driving, and so Connor Grasty will be your P6 finisher in the Bear Racing Equipment final transferee.
Did Ross drive you?
Hey, Doc, you just watched the rough driving?
So I just got changed into my regular street attire, out of my suit, and just got done having a chat with the officials here at Red Bluff on the call that took place there on the last lap. Basically drove my butt off from 12th, technically finished 6th, and they took my finishing position away and scored me 8th after what took place in the last corner. And obviously it's not an easy situation. You know, we're all going at it. It's close quarters. There was a restart with a couple laps to go, and we're all fighting for that last spot. And I feel like the move that I did was no different than some of the other moves that have been made here in the past and was called completely different. Obviously we made contact. At the same time the door was also left open for me to try to make something happen, and it's just really frustrating how I felt like that whole race I was driving clean, I was doing my thing, I put myself in position, I got right outside the transfer spot, and then we started having yellows, which is the only reason that there was chaos allowed to happen. If the race would have went green, I was gonna transfer and I was gonna get to the top 4 probably under green flag conditions because I had ran those guys down, but because other guys started wrecking and whatnot, it didn't allow me to do so. I got stuck on the inside on some restarts, guys started knocking me around, I was trying to just keep my head on straight, and then it came down to it like I had to make something happen because at one point I was up there, then I got knocked back, I got back, and then, you know, the checkered flag was coming out. So extremely frustrating, and just a bull call in general. Like, I hate to just call a spade, but it was just a bull call. So we crossed the line in 6th and we were not awarded that spot, and that's how it happened. So frustrating for our night at Red Bluff to start so good, and then, you know, the heat race, like, I hate that happened, and I'm frustrated myself for that, but we still drove back through the field and we should have been in tonight's main event, and we aren't. Well, the races are all wrapped up here. You guys have been watching our winter videos for seasons and years since I started back in 2016. You know that inside this building you have to have short-term memory. It's such a roller coaster ride. Literally, one moment you're the highest guy in the world, and the next moment you're 0. And that's what's crazy. You know, today looked like it was going to be really up. We qualified good, and then literally it went south on the last lap of the heat race, and that was the difference from, you know, starting first couple rows of the A, or even if we ran 3rd there, you know, front of the B, front row on the pole to the pole of the D, and then immediately, you know, your work is cut out, you know, for the rest of the night. And even through all that, we kept fighting. We kept our heads down. We started eating some alphabet soup, made it through the D, made it through the C, and technically, you know, with how we finished the B, we made it through, but that was not the final results that they ended up putting on paper. And that really sucks. That ended our night, and now all we can do, put it behind us. We're prepping the racetrack for tomorrow, and we will be back better than ever to try to park it again in victory lane. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me, even through all the highs and the lows. As a race car driver, you just got to ride the wave and see what gets thrown at you, and it just makes you want to work harder, drive harder, put yourself in a better spot, and overall just be better to be more successful. So thank you guys. See you all in the next one. Deuces.